Hello guys, and welcome to another SwiftUI development tutorial video. In this development tutorial video, or to say this SwiftUI tutorial video, we'll be developing a banking app mobile UI for the iOS, and it was created by Glow by Pico Design. Make sure you follow them, give them a shout out and tell them you're from this video. And on this design, we'll be implementing this left screen. As you can see, it's just simple banking app UI. I think this will be the home screen. It has cards stacked up to each other on the vertical axis. You have a toolbar, your text, hello, your name, notification icon, circular image view, and yeah, we'll have a lazy horizontal stack and all that. And by the end of this video, after we are done, you'll be able to run this on your emulator. I'm running it on my iPhone 14 Pro emulator, and you'll be presented with this exactly on the design. Stay put at the end of the video for a special assessment I'll be giving you guys concerning this view, because it's not only good to see, it's also good to practice. So I would love you guys to follow along this tutorial video with me. So as I'm coding, also code along. Anyway, you have a problem, you hit pause and you will see where you made a mistake. Or if it's not enough, you can also rewind the clip and you can correct and continue following along. But to do that, you need to head into the GitHub repository of this project. Check the description down below. You will see the link. And when you're here, you come and select the starter branch. You hit code. Then you copy this clone URL. After you have this, what do? You go to Xcode. I already have it open here, but when you're in Xcode, you come to the top menu bar, hit source control, then you select clone. After you select clone, you paste in the URL here, then you hit clone. And after that, everything will be done automatically. And when everything is done, you will be presented with this, with the project in your Xcode all downloaded and ready to go. So before we begin, let's have a quick overview of the project. There is not so much in the project, just the things that really make a difference. We have some preloaded assets. These are just images we'll be using in the project. We have our credit card chip logo, the dark color, green color, purple, and also the Visa icon. I'm sure we'll be using for the card. And if you come to utils here, you see data class, and you just have an array of our avatars 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the name of our avatars present in the access file 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now let's head into the code and begin the tutorial video. You will head into content view, and you can get to content view by pressing selecting here. Oops. Or if you already open, you'll be opening, and this is what we presented with. In content view, we just have a vertical stack, and in there we have a text view, which is hello world. That's all we have. So I would love us to begin with our toolbar. In our toolbar, we basically have 3 distinct items. We have a text, and the text has 2 different font families or font widths, because it's a hello, it's normal, and Nick, assume the name of the user, which is in bold. The text will be placed at the beginning, or we'll say navbar leading. That's the placement configuration we'll be using, navbar leading for the text. Then for the navbar trailing, or at the end of the toolbar, we'll have a notification icon with a badge, a red badge. Let's zoom in. We'll have a notification icon with a badge, and also have a circular image view, which will contain avatar's image. So we are going to begin with that. Let's head back to Xcode. We'll start implementing our toolbar. Basically, to create a top bar for a specific screen, we need to wrap the parent container of that screen with a navigation stack. After we have wrapped our parent view with navigation stack, we'll give it a modifier of toolbar. And in here, we'll create our toolbar views. So first in our toolbar, we have our text view. So we'll create a toolbar item view, item group, sorry. And in here, we want to have 2 texts. Our first text view will contain text of hello. We'll give it a font of system. System is to specify a custom font size, so we want to give it a size of 30. After the font, we want to give it a font weight and we want to make it light. Great. For our second text, we'll give it a text of Nick. In here, we want to give it a font, and here too we want a custom font, so we're going to use system. I'm going to give it a size of 30. Great. Not forgetting that this text will be bold, so I'll give it a font width of bold. Great. But this group of items we want it to be at the left, or we can say at the start. So pass a placement in the constructor. I want to give it a placement of navigation bar leasing, like so. Remove this. Great. We need to create now another toolbar item group which will contain a circular image and a notification icon with a badge. So we'll create another toolbar item group, and in here first we have an image. And which image will it be? It will be the image of a navigation icon with a badge. So we're going to give it a system name. Why system name? Because we want to use the default icons provided by SwiftUI. You can find all the default icons using FS Symbols. FS Symbols is an application on iOS, or you can also have it on the web, which shows you a list of icons, and you can search an icon there and see the name of the icon. So we'll give it a system name of bell.batch. I want to change this foreground style. We'll give it a style of red on black. Then after this, we want a circular image view, but we don't want to create here. We want to create in its own view file. So we'll come to view, we'll right click, then we'll select new file. Make sure SwiftUI view is selected, you hit next. And as name, we'll give it circular image view. Hit enter or create. After a circular image view file is created, first things first, we want to create two variables. These two variables are the variables which will be passing in a constructor when creating a circular image view. And what will these variables be? The first variable will be the image, which will be a string, will be the name of the image the circular image view will display. And the second variable will be the size of the circular image view. Why do we do this? Why don't we just hard code it? This is best practice because you might not only use the circular image widget here or composable here, you might also use it in other different projects. So which makes it very good in case you want to use it in the future. So include those two variables to come at the top of body. So we'll create the first variable, that image of type string, just like that. Second variable, that size of type CG fruit. Great. After this, we'll have an error which will pop up here, which tells missing arguments for parameter image in call. We'll just click this and we'll hit fix. For image, I'll pass in 1. The images are found in our assets. It has a name of 1. And the size, I want to give a size of 50. Great. Now let's head into our body. We'll remove this text by default text composable. I want to create the width or size of the image. Then I want to give it aspect ratio. And the aspect ratio, I want to give a content mode of fit. The image fits the view. We want to give it a frame. The frame is used to modify the width, height, and alignment or what have you. So we want to give it a width of size and a height too of the size will be passing. Why do we do this? Because we want a perfect circle. The width and the height has to be the same, so we give it a round. We'll give it a round look. After this, we want to click the shape and we want it to have a shape of circle. Great. So I know this is what we are presented with. We'll zoom in. You can see a circular image view with a size of 50. Let's zoom out. Now we head into content view. And in content view below our image, we'll instantiate a circular image view. Circular image view, just an image and size. I want to pass in an image of 1 and a size of, I want to give it a size of, let's say 55. Great. So I'm supposed to use double quotation marks here. Good. And for this item group, we want to give it a placement. I want to place it at trailing, or is navigation bar trailing. We are done writing the code for our toolbar, but we seem to have a problem here. After we finish the implementation of our toolbar, we still can't see it. I just discovered this problem, and to fix this problem, I made a mistake. Toolbar is not supposed to be appended to the navigation stack, it's supposed to be appended to the parent of the view. So the first layout view composable found in the navigation stack. So we'll move toolbar from here, and under the parent view, we'll paste it here. And now we can see our navigation stack. Let me zoom in a little. Great. This is our navigation stack. You can see Hello Nick, bell icon, and a circular image. This circular image looks a bit big, so let's reduce the size. Let's give it 50. Great. This is just what we wanted. Now, let's move into our main section. I will start by creating this stacked card effect. The first things first, we're going to create these cards individually, then we're going to stack them. So for this first card, we have rounded edges, a background of, I call it green. We have a chipset, a bank card chipset image. After that, we have this logo with ZS Bank text. Below that, we have some text with an image. I think this is toggle visibility. After that, we have a bold text of $24,000. Then we have the Visa sign logo. Then beneath that, we have another card, background of black, of a text send money to circular images in a lazy horizontal stack. Then we have a set icon button. I think this is a magnifier button, black with a background of pink. We have some padding inside with rounded edges. So let's move into Xcode and implement that. So first things first, to our vertical stack, which is going to be our parent stack, we want to give it a frame, and in the frame we want to set the max height. We want to give it a max height of infinity, so it occupies all the height, and we want to align the items in it to the top, and also to the constructor of the vertical stack of this stack. Want to pass in an alignment and want to give it an alignment of leading, because on the vertical stack the alignment is horizontal, and on the horizontal stack the alignment is vertical. So on a vertical stack we are setting an alignment to leading, so all items begin at the start or on the left of the screen. So after setting alignment to our V stack, let's get rid of this text, and in here we want to first create another vertical stack which will contain our cards which will stack to each other, because they'll be stacked on the vertical axis. And here I will create two cards. Each of them will have its own view file. The first will be the bank card view, and the second will be the share card view. So let's create the bank card view. We'll come to view, right click, select new file. New file, make sure SwiftUI view is selected, hit next. Then as new view, bank card view, hit enter. In our bank view, we're going to accept one variable which is going to be a balance, and it will be sent as a string, which is going to be this. This is going to be modular. So let balance of type string. Great. Now here, I'll create a balance of 24, 24,098.00. Great. Now body, let's get rid of the text. We'll first create a Z stack. This is going to be like the surface where all other views will be laid on top. And to this stack, we want to give it a custom frame. And here we'll set the max width. I want the width to want the infinite to fill the entire width. And also a max height, so I want to give it a height of 200. After this, we want to give it a background. We have a color of green. Not any green, but the green we mentioned in the access folder. Check it out. Also want to give it a corner radius, and your corner radius of 25. Then finally, want padding horizontal, so it doesn't touch the edges. We'll just give it horizontal with the default values. Great. In our Z stack, we create a vertical stack, and the vertical stack we just want to give it padding all around, like so. A vertical stack, we have a horizontal stack. You guessed it, right? Our horizontal stack is going to contain two main sections. This is the first section, which is going to be V stack, containing this image, text, and the second section, which is going to contain text and image. Great, on this white space. So for our first section, we'll call it left section. We want to create a vertical stack. And in our vertical stack, we want to give it an alignment. I want to align the items to listen. And in here, we are going to pass an image which we include in the access directory, and the image is called credit card. So credit card. Great. We want our image to be resizable. Also want to modify its size. By modify the size, let's give it a frame. I want it to have a width of 40 against a height of 40. Then after image, we want a spacer just to push the items below furthest down. Then we want to create an H tag. What does H tag contain? It will contain a text balance followed by an image of the eye. So the text balance. I want to create a font of sub headline and a foreground color, basically a color called a foreground color of gray. Great. After text, we have an image, and the system name of this image will be that of I. I want to give a size to this image by passing the font, and then custom size will pass in a system, and in system will give it a size of 30. Great. Then below our H tag, not in our H tag, we want to create a text, and this text will contain a balance. So we're going to append a $sign first, then / 2 brackets to interpolate a value in our string, and the value is balanced. So this text will have a padding first of top, and the value of the padding will be 1. Also want to give it a font, and use a system font because we want a custom font. I want to give it a size of 25. Then we want to make our text bold, but we'll give it a font weight of bold. Great. Before we begin our section, then first of all comment it out here, our section, so that we should not be confused. Then under this, for our section also have a V stack because items will be arranged in the vertical axis, and we'll give it an alignment of trailing this time. And in our contents, we first want to create a label. A label contains a title and an icon. Why do I use a label? A label is a quick solution to creating a horizontal stack to have an image and a text on the left. So we just create a label, it will append an icon to the left of a text. So in our label, as title, it takes in a composable, and a title composable will be a text, which will say TS Bank. Great. And you have a font width of bold. Great. And for icon will be an image composable. It will be gotten from the assets files of iOS or SF symbols. So we use a system name, and a system name will be the name of globe.central.south.asia.field. Make sure you pause to copy this. You must be confused, I know. After the level, you have a spacer. Then after the spacer, we have a visa image. So visa image, and the name of our image is visa. It's included in the assets with the name of visa. Want to be resizable because we want to modify its frame, and the content mode will be fit. Great. Then finally give it a frame, and the frame will pass it a width of 70, a height of 60, an alignment of bottom. Great. Then to the body of our right section, we'll give it a padding so it doesn't touch the edges. And it's the default padding, obviously. Let's copy all our code using Command A and format it or restructure it using Control I. Great. So after we are done with our bank card view, after doing all this implementation, this is what we're presented with. Neat, isn't it? But before we proceed, we need to create another view. Don't forget, this view will be the view of our share card. Let's call it share card view, which will be a view we sit at the bottom of the bank card. And I mean this view, which will be the bottom of a bank card. Great. First things first, let's create our text view and we'll create a Z stack as always. This Z stack, I want to give it particular modifiers. First, I want to create a frame and I want to create a max width of infinity and I want to create a max height of 150. Great. I want to create a background color, which I'll give it a color of dark, which is included in assets. Dark. I want to give it some corner radius because we have 100 corners, corner radius of 25, just like our bank card. I want to give it padding horizontal so it doesn't touch the edges. Also want to give it padding top of 30. It will come in handy in the future. I'll explain why. In the body of our Z stack, we'll first have an A stack. And I want to give the vertical alignment of bottom. For content, we have a left and right section, like you guess, left section, right section. And our left section will be a vertical stack. Let's level it. So let's level it. Left section. Great. As parent content of our left section, all items will contain a vertical stack. And to this vertical stack, we want to give it an alignment, which will be a horizontal alignment of lazy. In our contents, we'll first have a text view, which will say send money to. We'll give the foreground color of white, obviously. We'll also give it a font of resistant, custom font to be resistant. I'll give it size of 17. We also want to give it a font width, and our font width will be bold. Great. After this text, we will have a lazy horizontal stack. I want to give a spacing of -5. Why -5? Because the next item will be on top of the previous item slightly. So we'll give it a spacing of -5. In our contents, once you look through each avatars, you can find a list of avatars in the UTs. Under UTs, you go to data, you find a list of avatars. Let me just go there. So you know to laziness. And we'll look through this list of avatars, and for each item, we'll set a circular image. Let's go over to our share card view. And here, we'll create a for each loop. As data, we'll pass in avatars. As identifier, each will be identified by itself. We'll get a value, and for each value, we'll create a circular image view. For image, we'll pass in value, because there's a list of names of images, and size, we'll give it a size of 40. As you can see, the images have border a small border of black. So as overlay, we'll give an overlay to our circular image view because we use overlay if we want to give it custom border shapes, because overlay like you'll be over it. So as overlay, in the body of overlay, we'll pass in a rounded rectangle shape to have corner radius of 50. Then I'll modify to the rounded rectangle. We'll make it to have a stroke. The stroke will have a color of black, and the line width of 1. So let's go to frame. And in the frame, we want to give it a height of 60. That will be enough. We are basically done with our left section. Now let's move on to implementing our right section. So after our parent vertical stack, we'll first give it a spacer. Yes, to have a space in the middle. Then we'll double our right section. Okay. As parent container of our right section, we'll use a C stack. And in the C stack, we'll have an image. And in case the image will be a magnifying glass image. So we'll give it an image with the system name. And name is magnifying glass. Great. We'll create a padding all around because we want to create some space to have a background. First, we'll have a padding vertical and we have a value of 30. And then we'll have a padding horizontal, which was the default value. And to assist that, we want to give it a background. I'll have this color in our assets, so it's going to be, the name is purple. Of course, we have corner radius. And we have a corner radius of 10. Then to our parent horizontal stack, which is this, we'll give it a padding horizontal with the default value. Also want to give it a custom padding top of 40. So we're done implementing our shellcard view, which is the final piece of our puzzle. This is our shellcard view, just like in the design. So now let's include a bankcard view and a shellcard view in our content view. So in the VStack we created here, after the main VStack or the parent VStack, as you can call it, we want to instantiate a bank card view. We'll pass in a balance of 24, 9, sorry, 24,098.00. Then also want to pass in a share card view. Great. This is what we presented with. But what we really need is for the share card to be beneath the bank card view. But how are we going to do that? But first, before we do that, let's give the VStack, which holds these two cards, a passing top. So come to here, give it padding, and to be top with a value of 50. Great. To put our share card underneath our bank card view, we'll give our share card an offset. And it will be an offset in the Y position. And guess it, we'll give it to -70. Why an offset of -70? Guess we have a Cartesian point, just like a cross. Going down is positive. When you go down, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, what have you. Then going back up tends to a negative, 0, -1, -3. So we'll give it an offset of Y to -70, which will push it beneath our bank credit card. Didn't I just say a few seconds ago that it was going to push it beneath our bank card? Offset, giving the value of -70, indeed pushed it to the top, but it didn't push it to the bottom of our bank card. What happened? When you give a view below another view an offset, automatically it will stack itself at the top of the leading view. So what can we do for a leading view to be on top? We just need to give a banker view. Let's give it a modifier of z index. You must have guessed it gives a z index value of our bank critical view. So we'll give it a z index of 1, so it's on top of the trailing view, which is a share card view. As you can see now, our bank card view is on top of our share card view. Great. Let's now move on further into our design. So after this start, create some space. I want to start with the middle section. By middle section, I mean this. Just basically some text and icon. Then just go. Let's label it middle section. And a middle section will have a text composable containing a value of amount. Our text will have a font. We'll pick the font of title 3. We'll pick the font width of bold. Obviously, I'll give some padding first. So I'll give the custom padding horizontal. The value of 30. I'll give it padding to the bottom. The value of 5. Good. After text, let's create some space. We'll have an h tag. And in the body of the h tag, we'll have text which contains the value of 500.00 USD, all caps. I'll give it a font. This time I'll give the custom font by invoking system. I'll give it a size of 25. Then I want to make it bold by giving it a font width of bold. After this, I have a spacer. After the spacer, I have an image. Quote arrow for bold. And also some padding horizontal. 40. And after padding horizontal, let's create a background. I'll give it a color of green. Don't forget, there's a green color added in the assets. After the background, I want to create a corner radius. I'll give it a corner radius of 10. Then to the main containing h tag, which contains our text and the icon, we'll give it a padding horizontal. And it will have a value of great. That's what we wanted. So after this, we'll have a divider line. Let's call it divider. We'll give it a padding horizontal so it doesn't touch the edges. With a value of 30. Also passing the padding vertical. Sorry, with padding bottom. I'll use a default padding value. Great. After this, we have another h tag which contains text. Then finally we have a lazy horizontal stack. So after a divider, we have an h tag. The body of the h tag first have a text which is transaction, the singular. We'll give it a font of title 3 and a font width of bold. So bold. Then we have a spacer. After a spacer, we have a text which says viewer. We'll create a font of footnote. Then we want to create a foreground color, and you have a foreground color of gray. Then to horizontal stack, want to create padding. Which padding are you giving? Padding horizontal. The value of 30. Great. This is what it looks like. So after horizontal stack, want to create a transaction list. So create a scroll view first, and wanted to scroll on the horizontal axis. I don't want to show indicator, so we'll say show indicators value to false. And the body of the scroll view, it will contain a lazy A stack, so we'll say lazy A stack. Sorry, close this bracket. Here you open it. Before entering the body of a lazy A stack, we want in a lazy A stack constructor, we want to create a spacing. You have a spacing of each item in the lazy horizontal stack will be spaced with a value of 10. Now, in a lazy H stack, just create a for each loop. And we'll just repeat a transactional item view. We'll create this and we'll call it a transactional item view, and we're going to repeat it, let's say 4, 5, or any amount of times, just for the purpose of this video. So for each, we're creating a range from 1 to 6, 3 docs, and 6. That's ID with an ID of self. In the body of the for each loop, what are we going to receive? We're going to receive a value, even though we're not going to use it. And in here, we'll create a transaction item view. So let's go to view, right click, hit new file, SwiftUI view, hit next. I'll call it transaction item view. After I'm done creating a transaction view, let's first get rid of a text view. Then, as parent, we'll create a Z stack. As Z stack, we'll have a corner radius of 20. And we overlay it. Why do we overlay it? Because we want to give it border. Now border will be rounded rectangle border. It will have a corner radius of 20. Also create a stroke. Our stroke will basically have a gray color. And let's create a line width of 1. In a Z stack, we'll have a vertical stack, and in the vertical stack, we'll give the system image by using a system name. Use the take out back, and crop, and show dot fill. Great, that's the image. We then give it a foreground color, which will be white. We'll give it a padding all around of 5. Also give it a background, the color of pink, and a corner radius, the value of 10. After image, we have text which says fast food. We'll give it a font of 323 and a font weight of bold. Then we have another text which says $450. So our vertical stack will give it a padding and all value of 25. All around will give it a padding of 25. So padding is double D. Give it a padding to push the border outside. So now let's go to our content view, and in our for each loop we are going to use a transaction item view, like so. We notice our items in a lazy horizontal stack touch the edges, but we don't want that, because as you can see in the design, there's some space before the lazy horizontal stack begins. So to solve that problem, let's go to our scroll view. I'll give it some padding horizontal. I'll give it a value of 30. And as you can see, it fixes our issue. Great. Doesn't touch the edges again. Can scroll this through this lazy horizontal stack. And that's it, guys. We're able to recreate this UI we found on Dribble. We have now come to the end of this video, and if we look at the UI, it's exactly as, well, almost exactly as we see it on the preview here on Dribble. We'll see our cards stacked on each other, an amount, our icon, and a lazy horizontal stack. If you watched the end of this video, I want to thank you. It means a lot to me. And if you'd like to support me, first thing you can do is subscribe. The second thing is turn on the notification icon to receive my latest update and to receive notification anytime I upload another video. If you like what to do here, more videos are coming both for the Android and iOS platforms. Here on Android we do Jetpack Compose, and on iOS we do SwiftUI. If you are new to this channel, this is what to do in this video. Simple explanation to complicated problems. So please subscribe for more. Don't also forget to leave a like and also put a comment down there so I can know what went wrong on your side. And if you just have any message, an appreciative message, or any message or message of improvement you can give to me, just write it down there in the comments. And without taking much of your time, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.